di antaranya. Kemudian waktu presentasi hanya 10 menit. Hanya 10 menit, dan apabila lewat dari 10 menit maka presentasinya akan kami tutup karena mengingat waktu yang sangat terbatas, dan mohon menyalakan kamera pada saat presentasi, dan apabila ada pertanyaan silahkan diketikkan di kolom chat room. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for the first presenter, because Miss Nur Syamsi binti Alwi cannot present today, so we move to the next presenter, Mrs. Nur Hazima binti Masarapi. Please welcome. Time is yours.
Okay, sorry, but maybe my screen did the PowerPoint.
Clear, Miss. You may continue your presentation.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Hazima binti Masarapi. I am the first writer for this paper and my second writer, Indah Fadila Rahman. So I, as a first writer, would like to present my paper using VOA News towards the listening skill of the second grade students of Mandua Makassar. So we go to the next slide. Okay, skip. Skip. Hello. Skip, please. Oh, yeah. Okay. Listening is one of the skills that have to be learned by the students as a communication part in education field. According to Modely and Ross 2001, to learn a language, listening is the most important skill to be learned because it is mostly used in normal daily life. And the second point, in the 22 era, the COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia reached various problems in the world of education. In order to prevent the transmission of coronavirus disease, teachers and students must follow the government's policies with stay at home and reduce activities in the outside. And school must be closed and students have to study through the online system. And for the third point, independent learning activities for this pandemic era make students feel less satisfied with the knowledge they get. So the ability of the teacher to use appropriate media in listening skill will give the great effect for the students in online learning. So the researcher choose one of the citable media to teach a listening skill in online system is VOA News. And the last point is the purpose of this research is to recognize whether there is effect of VOA News teaching listening skill and the second grade students of Mandua Makassar. Next. Okay. For the research method, there were 6 points here. The first is the population and sample. For the population, the researcher chose the second grade students of Mandua Makassar. The total number of population were 483 students. And for the sample, the researcher used a purposive sampling for the just the sampling purpose, and the sample of this research is the class of MIPA 6 and the class of MIPA 7. 20 students in MIPA 6 and 20 students in MIPA 7. And for the research variable, there were two variables here. The first is the independent variable. So the independent variable is the VOA News, which is the variable X, and for the variable Y, it is the listening skill itself. And for the research instrument, the researcher used a listening test as a instrument test. So there were two tests here. The first is the multiple choice with used for the pre-test and the post-test. And for the treatment itself, it used a true-false question. And it consists, all the tests consist of 10 items. And for the data collection procedures, it used the preliminary research, and then the pretest, and then the treatments which conduct three times, and then the post test for the last step, and the last for the data analysis technique. Next. Okay, for the data analysis technique, this is the result. Yeah. For the data analysis technique, the researchers use SPSS program for analyze the data, and we go to the results. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Yeah. Okay. Before we calculate all the data, we have to analyze the normality test for all the group. So test is to know how far our data is normally distributed. So we have to calculate the data using normality test, and we can see that the result in the last column of the table. You can see in the screen that the result of the pre-test and the post-test is more than 0.05. So it means that the data is normally distributed. And next, for the next slide. Okay, we go to the parity test. So after we calculate the data using normality test, we can move to the parity test. It means that our data is normal and can be calculated with the next step. So this is the result of experimental group. So there were three tables in this formula. We can see in the screen that there were many results in each tables. For the first table, we get a mean score, a standard deviation, and the standard error mean for the first table. And for the second table, we get the correlations. What is correlation? So correlation is the relationship between one variable with the other variable. So if the significant is lower than 0.05, it means that the correlation between the two variable is correlate. And for the last table is we can see on the screen that the significant to tell, and if the result of the pre-test and post-test is more than 0.05, it means that the media that we use is effective. So our research is effective to be learned to the students. And next. Okay, for the control. Yes, for the control group, it's same with the explanation before. If we see the pre-test and the post-test for the control group, if the significant total is less than 0.05, it means that the research is effective. And next. Okay, for the discussion. So according to Harmer in Patma Retaining C 2018, teaching listening using some strategies such as a communicative approach or deal with unfamiliar word as are essential because the students have to enhance their learning quality. So the teaching listening using media visual is very necessary because the students can feel the situation on the video. And the content of the BOE News has an overview situation which provides person, sound, and the background to express the students' knowledge about the meaning of the video. So because this is a experimental method, so this research is a hypothesis. So the hypothesis of this research, which null hypothesis, VOA news is not effective toward the listening skill, was rejected, and the alternative hypothesis is VOA news is effective toward the listening skill was accepted. So moreover, the result of this study is in line with the previous research finding. They were Tasha Tohidin and Priyajana 2018 who were conducting quasi-experimental research too, and they were found that the students were paying attention and focus on the material that delivered through video and audio media. I think that's all from me. Thanks for the attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for an excellent presentation. We move to the next presenter is Mr. Muhammad Ardianto Rumasera. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready, Miss.
Okay, time is yours.
Maybe
Mrs. Satriani.
I have sent to my PPT in your email.
Please. Yeah, the minute.
Okay, check. My voice is so clear.
Yes. Yes, it's
Okay.
clear.
Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, today I will present to my article, and my article title is The Influence of the Survey Question, Read, Recite, Review, and Reflect Method Toward the Student Reading Comprehension, a Study of Meta-Analysis. So today, just me for present to my article. Next. Okay, introduction. Now, reading comprehension. Reading comprehension is one of most important skill of language. Reading comprehension is one of aspect language skill that must be mastered by all of students in the country. According to Richard and Renan, state that to be able to interpret the information from the text, the student must have a skill of reading comprehension. And the next, the problem of reading comprehension. If we look from the school in Indonesia, there are still many problems in teaching and learning process of reading comprehension. Sometimes the students are only required to read the text. After that, they answer the question, and they just do the assignment like that, but the teacher didn't teach them to how to interpret the text so fast. And so based on this survey, the researcher say that SQ for our method is one of the best method for solve the problem of reading comprehension, especially student from Indonesia. So okay, meta-analysis research. A meta-analysis is one of the form of numerical analysis, the statistical data obtained from different similar by combining findings of the study in a blend of harmonical manner, transforming finding and comment in measuring. Next. Okay, so the research problem on this article is what is the average level influence SQ4R method towards student reading comprehension as a whole, and what is the average level influence of the SQ4R method toward student reading comprehension based on education level, and the three is what is the average level influence of SQ4R method towards student reading comprehension based of regions. Okay, next. Next. Okay. The type of the research in this study was the quantitative method with the use of meta-analysis design. Meta-analysis design, it is a systematical design review by analyzing research result related to use of influence of the SQ4R method toward reading comprehension. Okay, data resources. Data resources of this research is secondary data research. Namely, is the researcher use journal article, thesis, or another document as a sample in this research. And research variable in this research variable, it is independent variable is SQ4R method, and dependent variable is reading comprehension. And research instrument. In this research, the instrument is coding sheet. According to GLASS, coding sheet is one of instrument in meta-analysis that can make easier the researcher to collect the data and analyzing the data. And the data collection procedure. The data collection procedure is determining and study summarizing research topic and search for the collect several studies following the topic. And the next, perform the effect size calculation on the result. And the next, identify whether there is an effect size or not. And the next is conclude the result of meta-analysis research. Okay, next. And the result. Based on the average level of influence of SQ4R method to reading comprehension as a whole, based on the average level of influence of the SQ4R method on reading comprehension as a whole, the effect size is 0.893 high category. And next. And next is the average level of influence of SQ4R method, student of reading comprehension based on education level. And so you can see the table in my slide. In elementary, students have a score 0.741, and junior high school have the effect size score is 0.961, and senior high school have effect size score 0.961, And in university, have FXI score is 0.594. And next. And so you can see in my the average level of influence SQ4R method of student reading comprehension based on region. This is the table of the effect size based on regions. Okay, next. So discussion. The average level of influence SQ4R method on reading comprehension as a whole is 0.839 level of influence, effect size, and include high category. And based on education level, in elementary is 0.741 category. In junior high school is 0.961. In high category, senior high school 0.988 high category, and in university 0.594 and medium category. And based on region, Java region is 0.843. 0.922 in high category, and Sumatra is 0.943 high category and 989 in high category, and Riau has 0.571 in medium category. Okay, next. Even so, based in the research process and findings, the meta-analysis that has carried out show several shortcomings. One is meta-analysis research should be carried out carefully and detailed to minimize the currency of data bias. And the second, the selection of research article or thesis is also carried out carefully so that the quality of the research is category as a good. And the three is for the next research, the researchers should be more detailed, including data completeness for the research data. For scientific article, both of method, sample data, and research data. Okay, next. Okay, I think that's all for my presentation. So I hand over to moderator.
All right, thank you very much. That's a great presentation. So we move to the next presenter, Mrs. Fitria Wulandari. Are you here, madam?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Time is yours.
Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nice to meet you and thank you so much for having me. My name is Fitria Wulandari. I'm from Plenary Teaching Education Program, Fakulty Psikologi and Education Universitas Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo. I am also lecturer in Basic Education, Universitas Negeri Malang. I want to present my paper. The title is Student Perception in the Application of Lecture Hybrid with Cognitive Ability in Learning Innovation course. Introduction. Virus outbreak pandemic Corona-19 has hit Wuhan. At the end January 2020, WHO set the status global emergency in the case a virus corona. In Indonesia, the whole amount of August 2031 kasus positif has decreases. And then about application learning start advance PTM, pembelajaran tatap muka terbatas limited in unit education, PTN, and PTS. Joint decrease in SKB, surat keputusan bersama for ministry learning start advance in PTM or pembelajaran tatap muka terbatas. Application in hybrid learning. And then perception student, and then input in student cognitive ability. Next, curriculum letter in Universitas Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo, this application of hybrid learning. You look see in the Zoom meeting, and then next. Definition learning hybrid. Learning hybrid is learning then combine teaching method face-to-face with teaching method have computer input offline, nor online for to form an integrated learning approach. Perawati and Desprayogo 2018. Hybrid learning. Enter your subheadline here. Face-to-face, personality, blended learning, adaptive learning tool, social distancing, and safety, and then flexible schedule. Next, method in research to type study this use research is mixed method. As for design in study, this is sequential explanatory design. Sample in the study is this use purposive sampling technique. Sample in study is student 3 semester class a 3 in study program Muhammadiyah in study program primary teaching education in Universitas Muhammadiyah Sidoarjo, which amount 14 students, which consistent from 13 women and 2 men. Teaching analysis data in study, this use to approach and that is qualitative and quantitative. Next, result data qualitative and analysis. Look in the table. Result analysis for a question perception study in a study hybrid, so that conclusion answer from perception study average as big as 2.91. With category perception student good in study hybrid on a study innovation learning. From perception, the students that his perception related student hybrid call get understanding theory. Next, result data quantitative and analyze. Result from this test data normality in on uptime max significant as big as 0.200, max significance 0.200, small because 0.05, so that conclude that data distribute normal. And then based on conclusion SPSS 226, based on marks error person correlation, no mass error account for connecting lecture hybrid, variable X with ability cognitive student variable Y is as big as 0.479, because R tabel 0.312, so that there is a closeness connection or correlated among variable study hybrid with variable ability cognitive student. Whereas mark significancy to tile from table output in on no marking to tailored among study hybrid or variable X with ability cognitive student or variable Y is as big as 0.002, smaller 0.01, which mean there is correlation with significant among variable study hybrid with variable ability cognitive student. Next, no marks are account positive. That is 0.479, so connection among second variable the character positive. Next, discuss from research finding that quantitative so the perception study in a study hybrid is on category good with marks average as big as 2.91 as much 12.5%, very agree 72.5% agree, and then 13% not enough agree, and 2.5% on not agree with apply a study hybrid in campus. Perception study in a study hybrid get understanding with theory, study with percentage answer, student very agree to 12.5% agree 17%, not enough agree 80%, and not agree 0%. With ratio average 2.95 category respondents student good. Study efforts related ability cognitive student obtain result correlated simple as big as 0.57 and own connection with level connection currently. Basis it that our connection with positive and significant among study hybrid with ability cognitive student can be concluded that the a more good perception study in study hybrid, so the more increased ability cognitive student on year studying innovation learning. Research study this sebelumnya slide sebelumnya. Okay, research study this in the correlate with study before, which title hybrid learning and effective research in university education with research existency correlation mark and evaluasi study with apply hybrid learning. Alduksen, Aklonina, dan Vicquest Martin. Thank you very much. That is from me. Thank you very much for attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Fitria. That's inspiring research. And next, for the next presenter is Mr. Muhammad Awaluddin Hamdi. Are you here with us, sir?
Muhammad Awaluddin belum kirim PPT-nya, Bu.
Oh,
okay. Mungkin bisa di search sendiri. Okay.
Alright. You wanna share your note, sir? Alright. The time is yours.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon and best wish to all for us. Ladies and gentlemen, I respect before start my presentation today, allow me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Awaludin Hamdi, and I'm from Makassar. My job and lecture, Faculty of Engineering, study, University Busway University. Well, here I would like to deliver a presentation on topic on focus with the title use perception and classroom for visual comfort and educational building. I'm presenter and author. Next, outline research report, introduction, then methods, result, and discussion. Introduction of which I will explain to you about the topic of perception, and it is the process of making judgment of building impression about various things. In the file based on one sense perception of a place often related the visual which influenced by the impression captured by the sense of sight. Therefore, the visual quality of an ideal space becomes an important factor in building the impression of space. And then visual perception on human response to visual conditions that are assessed by the visual sense is strongly influenced by light because light is what allows us to access visual information. Visual comfort is a condition where humans feel not disturbed by the surrounding conditions that are reshaped by the sense of sight, generally related to the intensity of light or the vicinity. Visual quality in the lecture classroom can have positive and negative impact depending of the user and the factor that shape the visual quality in the lecture room. Next, the classroom environment needs to be well organized in order to allow active interaction between student and lecturer. There are several principles that need considered in managing the physical classroom environment, including visibility, accessibility, space visibility, beauty, and comfort. With regard to comfort, the visual quality is important to pay attention to. Visual quality in the lecture classroom can be measured through your perception parameter and determinant on achieving ideal visual quality in lecture room. The purpose of this study was to measure classroom, evaluate the visual comfort of natural lighting in classroom that are directly related to building envelope and access and perception and the space use. Methods, the research was conducted using the combination method, mixed method, combines qualitative and quantitative approach in terms of research methodology. The qualitative analysis was based on the respondent questionnaire, information related to the perception of visual comfort in the natural lighting of the lecture classroom, while the quantitative was based on the result of measuring the intensity of natural light. Method collecting data collection was carried by distributing questionnaire to students who carried with teaching and learning activities in the classroom. And also through distributing questionnaire through the Google Form format, then measuring the intensity like simulators. Methods collecting data of measurement were carried using this method. Measurement and questionnaire were taken for 3 days a row with a time span of morning 90 to 12, afternoon 13 12:14 and afternoon. The total sample respondent was 90 respondents who are divided based the characteristic of gender, age, and generation. Method analysis, comparative analysis method. This comparative method use compare the result of the questionnaire information and the result of measuring light intensity. The result of the questionnaire from the respondents were processed using a Likert scale by distributing the result of the questionnaire and from the tables, diagram, and graphic. Then the analysis measurement result was compared with the minimum standard of SNI for classroom, 250 lux with the distributed from the table of measurement result. Method data analysis, data collection, then data display, kemudian data reduction, conclusion, drawing, verified result. The object, the reset in the building B floors to 2nd, 3, and 4, which the lecture area, the Faculty of Engineering, Buswa University. The indicator perception of space user visual comfort. The results show the forming factor of visual quality such as not using artificial light because it has an impact on shadow and heat in the room. The use projector media atau penggunaan LCD in the teaching and learning process, the atmosphere impression of the visual quality of the natural light. And the area and spatial arrangement are factors that dominant in providing the comfortable perception for space use. The indicator perception of visual comfort based on lecture time, the tendency of students to feel comfortable carrying out teaching and learning activity in the morning. Indicator measurement of light intensity classroom, the second, third, and fourth, the result of the analysis on the lecture classroom to second, third, and fourth floors show the farther away from the glass envelope of the building. The lower the light intensity level, the level illumination is higher and spread out the north orientation than in the south orientation, and the illumination is very high in the area close to the glass envelope of the building. Discuss conclusion. The forming factor of visual quality during the teaching and learning process, namely the use of projector, is the most dominant factor in the formation of light quality. This is caused by the present emotional response and attitudes are effective so that user feel comfortable and lecture activities. Research on our user perception on visual quality is important to discuss because good visual quality causes the comfort level of the space to increase and affect user activities in it. Further, the research is the needed or the visual concept of the ideal lecture room to obtain results that can be applied empirically. Next, discuss and conclusion the finding of the factor that from visual quality based on user perception are in harmony with the existing theory. In the 2000 ISNA standard, factor that need to be avoided to get a good visual quality of space are glare, shadow, and flicker. User perception also states the same thing, namely the presence of lectin as a dominant factor different visual quality, and the study user perception of visual quality were found to be more open and varied. Jadi kesimpulan yang didapatkan dari hasil penelitian ini mengatakan bahwa temuan faktor-faktor pembentuk kualitas visual itu berdasarkan persepsi pengguna memiliki keselarasan dengan teori yang ada. Jadi ada teori yang mendukung dengan penelitian ini yang memiliki standar dengan ISNA tahun 2000. Jadi faktor yang perlu dihindari untuk mendapatkan kualitas visual ruang berdasarkan kepada persepsi mahasiswa di dalam ruang kelas itu adalah yang baik adalah meniadakan silau, glare, bayangan, shadow, dan cahaya kejut, flicker. Jadi persepsi pengguna juga menyatakan hal serupa, yaitu adanya tata cahaya sebagai faktor dominan yang mempengaruhi kualitas visual berdasarkan kepada persepsi pengguna ruang kelas. Jadi pada penelitian ini persepsi pengguna terhadap kualitas visual ditemukan lebih terbuka dan lebih beragam. Jadi ini tujuan daripada penelitiannya adalah untuk melihat persepsi mahasiswa atau pada ruang kelas pada saat pembelajaran yang efektif. Thank you so much for your attention, to moderator.
Thank you very much, sir. That's a very impressive research that we know that beside the good visual quality and that impact emotional response, we also know that the light is influenced by, on the retina health. Well, we move to the next presenter. The presenter is Mrs. Nurfajriningsih. Yeah,
Yes,
Miss
I am.
Fajriningsih. Well, and that will be represented by Miss Nurul Istiqamah Setianingrum. Are you ready, Miss?
Yes, I am.
Thank you. The time is yours.
Okay, before I start the meeting, this is not my slide PowerPoint. That's mine. Can I share the screen?
Yeah, you may share your screen, Miss Nurul Istiqamah.
Okay, wait a minute. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, good morning everyone, but I think it is almost noon this time. So I am Nurul Istiqamah is as the first writer, and Sri Mulyani is as the second writer, and Nur Fajriningsih is as the third writer. On this research, would like to present students' perception towards oral corrective feedback on a speaking class at Parahikmah Institute of Indonesia. Okay, firstly, the background. One of the purposes of teaching English subjects for EFL learner is developing communication competence in oral and written form. Even though improving language skills such as listening, reading, speaking, and writing is very important, but speaking is considered as the most important skill to develop in learning a language.
In a classroom context, students' ability to perform a good conversation in English is one of indication that the students have a good speaking skill. However, some students still make error when using English during class activities. In this case, the lecturer has a central role in providing feedback to the error which students made. The way the lecturer found the corrections was called corrective feedback, which can help students to improve their language comprehensively. A result from Hunaifi and Hartono 2015 showed that corrective feedback was provided by the lecturer to minimize the possibility of students making errors in the speaking classroom. Now, corrective feedback may be accepted in different ways by the students, but corrective feedback will affect students' motivation and self-confidence, which will drive them into anxiety and embarrassment. However, the lecturer who corrects students' error are better than who ignore them. Students need to receive corrective feedback to make them aware of their errors. Considering the importance of oral corrective feedback, students' perception towards oral corrective feedback has been the main concern for some lecturers and researchers. Some research suggests that the lecturer should not ignore the students' perceptions, because the lecturer will continually take wrong strategies in correcting students' error. In addition, knowing students' perceptions will lead the lecturers to have appropriate strategies and forms in giving oral corrective feedback that will contribute to the students' success in learning English as a foreign language.
Miss Nurul, your
Yes,
PowerPoint is kind of new. Can you share full screen of your PowerPoint?
I think I have shared, Miss, and it's moved here.
We cannot see here.
Is it moved or not? Excuse me, is it moved or not, Miss?
Not yet, not yet.
Oh.
You may reshare again.
Oh, wait a minute. Is it? Excuse me, Miss, is it?
All right, it's work now.
It doesn't move.
Oh my God.
Coba Mbak dipindahkan ke slide berikutnya, bisa nggak? Yeah, okay, it's worked. You may go.
Oh. Okay, I'm so sorry for taking more time about this. Okay, this research is aimed to find out students' perception towards oral corrective feedback on speaking class and the types of oral corrective feedback used by the lecturer on a speaking class at Parahikmah Institute of Indonesia. This research used descriptive qualitative design. This research was to conduct at Parahikmah Institute of Indonesia, with the total number of participants who contributed to this research were 13. The data were collected by using qualitative questionnaires and in-depth interview, and it analyzed by applying thematic analysis. Finding and discussions. The finding of students' perception of oral corrective feedback. It has divided into 3 points, such as the benefit of oral corrective feedback, and the second, the drawbacks of oral corrective feedback, and the third, students' expectation of oral corrective feedback. Firstly, the benefits of oral corrective feedback. There were 10 out of 13 participants who agreed with providing oral corrective feedback in speaking class. The results showed the student has been mentioned 3 benefits of oral corrective feedback, such as increasing students' knowledge and helpful way to improve students' speaking skill and giving a positive impact on students' learning. Students state that oral corrective feedback give additional information about their errors that will increase their knowledge about the language they learn. Then, by correcting students' error, students knew and remembered the errors they made that prevent them to make the same error in the future. Secondly, the drawbacks of oral corrective feedback. This part elaborated the drawbacks of oral corrective feedback expressed by the participants, and the drawbacks were divided into 3 points, such as causing nervousness and causing an unappreciated feeling and causing embarrassed and traumatic feeling. Some students argued that oral corrective feedback usually turn students into being afraid to make a mistake. However, the students argued that oral corrective feedback was very important to be applied in speaking class, but frequently the lecturers did not pay attention to the condition and time. That factor drove students into unappreciated feeling in the class. In addition, students also mentioned that another negative side of oral corrective feedback was embarrassed and traumatic feeling, especially when the lecturer gives the correction in appropriate timing. Lastly, the students' expectation of oral corrective feedback. In conducting the data, the researcher also found the students' expectation on oral corrective feedback. There are 2 themes related to students' expectation of oral corrective feedback, namely motivated and encouraging corrective feedback, and lastly, appropriate timing in giving oral corrective feedback. Students expected that their lecturer give corrective feedback that can motivate and encourage them in learning English. In addition, the students also highlighted in time in giving corrective feedback in speaking class. They prefer corrective feedback will be given after speaking activities, as it will not interrupt them and hinder them to speak. Okay, the findings of the types of oral corrective feedback used by the lecturer in speaking class. The second result question is aimed to find out the types of oral corrective feedback which used by the lecturer in speaking class. The result found there are 3 types of oral corrective feedback used by the lecturer in speaking class, such as recast, elicitation, and explicit corrections. Recast. The participant highlighted recast as one of types of oral corrective feedback which usually used by the lecturer in speaking class. Recast operationalized as a lecture form to reformulate students' error. The lecturer will reformulate students' question form during the treatment. Elicitation. Elicitation was also mentioned as one of the types of oral corrective feedback which used by the lecturer in speaking class. Elicitation is repeating the correct part of students' utterance without mention the error, and raising intonation as a signal to the students to correct error and complete the sentence. The participants.
There are 2 minutes left, Miss.
The participant described that this way is giving them to the students to think more where exactly the error is, and explicit corrections. This type is one of common types which usually used by the lecturer in correcting students' error. Explicit correction gives clear information of students' error, and the teacher will provide the correct form. The type indicating students incorrectly while providing the correct form. Okay, discussions. Firstly, Ananda et al. Students' preferences toward oral corrective feedback in speaking class at English Department of Lambung Mangkurat University academic year 2015 and 2016, in line with the statement of the oral corrective feedback would avoid facilitation of making such error in the future. The research showed that the entire of participants have positive attitude towards oral corrective feedback. The corrective feedback improves students' speaking ability effectively. And the second, Asnawi et al. 2017, who elaborated about students' perception of oral corrective feedback in speaking class, in line with the statement of oral corrective feedback helps students improve students' speaking ability. This study is aimed with Asnawi et al. 2017, who found that students' positive perceptions. Corrective feedback also helps students speaking ability and also lecture to more focus on the common errors made in language. And the third, Elsa Hayer 2018. Negative side of oral corrective feedback was found. Most of students had not ready to receive lectures corrective feedback mentally. They explained that there were some lectures still not pay attention to the condition and the characteristic of students. The way lecture gave the correction is as considered one of these issues. The lecture was only focused
Zero, the time is up. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
All right,
Okay,
thank you for the group. Yeah, thank you for the group presentation. So we move to the next presenter is Miss Nurul Fitra. Are you there, Miss Nurul? All right, time is yours.
Okay. Thank you very much for the time that has given to me. In this occasion, I would like to share my paper under the title Analyzing Learning Styles used by the 7th grade students in Learning English at MTSN 20. And the author of this paper are Melvita and Andi Harudin from Alauddin Makassar, Indonesia. The content outline of my paper consists of first one, introduction, and then we'll talk about the methods. The third part is result, and the last is application. Shall we begin now? Introductions, due to the fact that English has become an international language and the most widely spoken in the world, the government accordingly requires the citizen to learn it in all secondary schools. Therefore, English should be taught to students at any level of education in this country. Learning English for non-native speakers is not easy. Differences in grammar and then the necessity to memorize new vocabulary sometimes become common barriers in learning. Based on Donye and Skehan 2008, it is stated that some students might acquire new language more quickly and effectively, while others makes slow progress due to individual differences. There are increasing studies about applied learning style to show positive results in elementary, secondary, and higher education. Some research shows that recognizing students' learning style and giving guidance that match their styles can provide a more effective learning. And then the last is Willing in 1988 states that research explains the need to provide learning styles by selecting suitable teaching styles. From the above cases, it is undeniable that English is a compulsory subject that students need to learn. This research is expected to describe the most preferable learning styles used by the 7th grade students at MTSN 20 in learning English, and to determine the reasons for students applying the most preferable learning styles in learning English. For the methods, the first one is subject. This research was qualitative with descriptive approach. This research conducted at Madrasah Sanawiyah Negeri 2 Bulukumba, and the subject of this research were 50 students, 57 grade students of MTSN 2 Bulukumba from 2 classes, 25 students from each classes. The researchers intentionally select the people who could support to understand the phenomena by choosing according to their daily average score and middle examination score. For research instrument, in this research, researcher used 2 types of instruments. First is questionnaire and the second is interview. This research adapts Willing's learning styles inventory that translates into Bahasa Indonesia. The questionnaire consists of 30 questions related to students' preferred learning style in learning English. And also for the interview, this research type of interview was an unstructured interview with open-ended questions. Consider the current situation. The interview was conducted online via voice call. For research design, in distributing the questionnaire, the researcher made the questionnaire in digital form that would be easy to access. Distributing the questionnaire with Google Form has become a popular alternative nowadays. The researcher created a small group via WhatsApp with all the respondents in it. And the last is analysis. For the analysis, there are questionnaire data analysis and interview data analysis. For questionnaire administration done by setting up the data, including coding the data, numbering the questionnaire, and then inputting the data. For interview data analysis, we have the first step is reading and writing the memos about the transcript and to get an overall outline of the data and identify the personal data types. Now the result, as you can see on your screen, this is the big table of the 7th grade students' learning styles, learning preferences. You can see on your screens there are 50 respondents for the total respondents, and here's the analysis for the concrete learning styles. There are 7 students total analyzed as a concrete learner, and for analytical there are 5 students, communicative there are 12 students, and for authority-oriented there are 25 students, or the half of the respondents. Due to the limited time to present my paper, I will only share about the findings of authority-oriented learner. You can see on your screen, here's the typology of authority-oriented learner, authority-oriented learning styles. You can see how the researcher analyzed every category here to get every category in authority-oriented characteristics. For example, memorizing word list by silent repetition, there are 5 students positive to choose this kind of learning style. We have to highlight the things that we have to highlight is every characteristics in this learning style is kind of similar but not the same. So in order to analyze one characteristics, we need to analyze more than 2 characteristics sometimes. So it's quite complicated, but it's worth time. For registration, from the observation exposed that MTSN 2 Bulukumba held a hybrid learning system that allows students to study both from home and school. The system itself is divided to class into 2 groups, Group A and Group B. When the Group A studies at school, that means the Group B will study from home and vice versa. The findings show that from all the 50 respondents from 2 classes of 7 grade students of MTSN 2 Bulukumba, they were associated with 4 primary learning styles. There are 4 primary learning styles. Half of the respondents, or 25 students, were authority-oriented learners, then consider the students' most preferred learning styles. Besides, there are analytical with 5 students is considered as the least preferable learning styles. Authority-oriented learning styles are most likely preferred if the teacher is assisting in finding an errors in language learning. Students who belong in this group present an inclination to work in pairs rather than work individually. Students like to work in pairs because they feel comfortable and the teacher can correct the errors at all once. However, the researcher always open up for any possibilities that students apply more than 1 learning styles. Students should be given opportunity to try different learning style in stress-free environment, and then if students are not confident enough to discover English language pattern as this is their first time to learn English. Students may feel stressed and anxious if the teaching method doesn't suit their learning style. On the other hand, the teacher must provide enough support by demonstrating examples and giving students achievable practice in the classroom to help them develop the interest in learning English and be more confident with the type of learning. Interestingly, the researcher also analyzed the possible factors that might affect students' learning style preferences. According to the results, students might employ parents' learning style depend on the factor that affect them. To sum up, among the 4 learning style analyzed, the one students prefer the most was authority-oriented learning styles. That suggests students prefer teachers to give them a lot of examples, show them how to do something, and demonstrate ways of thinking, and apply language concept in different situations, directly. I think that's all for my presentation for my paper. Thank you very much for all your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for your excellent presentation. And we move to the last presenter is Mr. Mulyono Damopoli, and it will be represented by Mr. Ahmad Suryadi. Mr. Ahmad Suryadi, are you here? Do you hear me?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you will share your point yourself.
Yes.
All right, the time is yours.
Okay. Will a presentation about my paper entitled of the application of constructivism theory to improve PAI Iklam learning in Madrasah Alia Arifah Goa Regency. The first is my introduction. The demands in the world of education have now changed a lot. This paradigm should also be because there have been many kind of theories, research, and implementation of learning improving teacher have to change the learning paradigm. According to the context of Islamic education, it is for the teaching paradigm to be commonly used in the teaching and learning process, especially in the learning paradigm. The learning paradigm, especially religious lesson, is still full of the teaching orientation rather than learning. The result of Xavier studies show that there are the main problems behind the reluctance of the students to study a subject, namely the first, learning techniques that do not foster for student motivation. The second, the existence of the teacher is not a facilitator.
Mr. Ahmad,
teacher
can you
students,
move the slide? Mr. Ahmad, can you move the slide?
Oh, yeah. Ya, sudah bisa dilihat, Ibu.
Coba diklik ke slide yang selanjutnya. Ya, oke, you may go on.
Okay. Third, delivery of learning message with less interactive and attractive media. And so this study aims to describe the application of the learning of the PAI Iklam in the Madrasah Alia Arifah Goa Regency. Research methods, the first types of research, qualitative research designs, approach phenomenology, methods of collecting data and observation, interface, data analysis technique, data reduction, data display, and drawing conclusion or verification. Based of type of material, PAI cluster subject have the theoretical and practical properties and focus on the observation of noble values. Students, so that the content, the material involve attitudes, words, and daily activities. The learning process of the family at Madrasah Alia Arifah has similarities with other madrasah institution, which is contained in several subjects such Akidah Akhlak, jurisprudence or fikih, Quran and Hadith, and history of Islamic culture. Application of constructivism theory at Madrasah Alia Arifah Goa. The first, applying a constructivist learning approach in PAI family learning begins with reading a prayer before studying. Second, the method use a group learning or discovery learning. The step the steps taken learning are: the first, perform a perception activities; second, students find meaning to the material studied in groups; and third, the teacher give individual assignment to students. And then from the result of observation made by research, it concludes that most of aspects of the constructivism theory are the in the PAI family of the learning. The most visible of which application of constructivism theory, namely assessment on papers made by students. Then the teacher offers great opportunities to individual students by encourage students make new discoveries. The aspect that has not been the application constructivism theory at Madrasah Alia Arifah is that the portion of the material that will be practiced on learning materials such as the Fikri map has not run optimally due to limited facilities on it by the school. Conclusion: the application of constructivism theory in learning Islamic religious education for Madrasah Alia Arifah Goa student in PAI Iklam subject, namely the teacher provided opportunities for students to make meaning of the material taught and contained in textbooks, but also based on other supporting books. As for the implementation, most of the aspects of constructivism theory that have been applied by teacher to PAI cluster subjects are aspects that have not been implemented. So it can be concluded that there is an application of constructivism theory, but it still not full implement optimally. Okay, that's all my presentation, and thanks for your attention.
All right, thank you very much for the last presenter, Mr. Ahmad Suryadi. Well, since I don't find the question in the chat room, so this is the end for the prioritization. And I would like to emphasize the a common trait into this presentation that the education work is our shared responsibility, and as an academy, our task is to advance the welfare of the community and educate the nation life through the various educational approach. And our precious thoughts is always a get blessing from Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. And then to the presenter, I would like to inform you that all the paper will be.
There is a question, Miss.
Oh, there is a question. Wait a minute.
A new question.
Oh, sorry, I just see the question. Right. Before I close the session, to Mr. Ahmad et al., what is the novelty of your research? This is the question from Mrs. Dian from UIN Alauddin. Mr. Ahmad Suryadi.
Yes.
Right.
Oke, baik. Saya kira saya jawab dalam bahasa Indonesia ya.
Sudah aktifkan
novel yang kami lakukan, yang pertama yang menjadi novelty atau yang menjadi hal yang baru dari penelitian kami itu adalah kita ketahui bahwa penerapan teori konstruktivisme di beberapa sekolah khususnya madrasah itu masih sangat kurang optimal. Jadi dapat kami tuliskan bahwa yang menjadi penemuan di situ adalah dari tujuan penelitian yang sudah kami jelaskan tadi di awal itu adalah untuk bagaimana proses pelaksanaan teori konstruktivisme yang ada di Madrasah Alia Arifah Kabupaten Goa. Dan temuan yang kami temukan bahwa proses pelaksanaan teori konstruktivisme di sekolah tersebut sudah berjalan.
Oh, we lost Mr. Ahmad Suryadi because the connection is not stable.
Salah satu yang sudah tampak itu adalah proses penilaian yang menggunakan makalah ya di situ ya sebagai ciri utama dari pembelajaran teori konstruktivis.
Alright, thank you for the answer, Mr. Ahmad Suryadi. We are running out of the time. And I would like to inform to all the presenter that the paper will be published in our reputed journal in UIN Alauddin Makassar, and the committee will confirm you about the letter. Before I close the session, please turn on your camera and we will take a picture together.
Okay.
Sorry, are you ready? And we'll be taken by Miss Satriani.
1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank
you.
you very much, Miss Satriani, ladies and gentlemen, and the beloved SIS presenter. Thank you for attending our conference today. This is the end of the parallel session 3. Can we go back to the main room and we will join the closing ceremony on 4 p.m. in Central Indonesian time. Again, thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.